What is up, guys and gals, gamers, YouTubers, and all you roughnecks out there, and all you sports fans out there? It is your boy DL Rico, and we are continuing with Walkthrough Wednesday, playing some more Smash Brothers Brawl. Kind of decided today, you know, last couple weeks have been all about the ladies. Today, I didn't really mean to choose all the guys. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to choose the rest of the Legend of Zelda characters. And so today we are starting off with Ganondorf, and we are going to be followed soon by Toon. You know, I recorded a video and I put up some commentary yesterday, but for Tactical Tuesday, we usually talk about our tactics, whether in life or in the game. And I went about on this rant, and I never got to any tactics. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and continue that kind of concept today, instead of focusing on the gameplay. I've been a little AFK. I apologize for that. You know, last week was the final week for the course in one of my classes, so it was kind of hectic, just kind of getting the last few bits of my homework assignments in right at the you know, to make sure that I'm turning them in on time and making sure they were up to par. I think one of the papers that I had to write was 300 points of the grade that I had. So yeah, that's a big chunk, and I gotta, you know, you definitely gotta take care of business when it comes to school, when it comes to work, when it comes to anything that's important to you. So that's pretty much what I was doing. After I posted up that last video, you know, I stressed that I wanted to put up more, that I was gonna do my best. But yeah, that final week, I just had to turn this paper in and make sure it was done right, and I'm glad I did, because now I've got this. I got a pretty good grade, and I'm looking forward to the next part, and I'm just kind of moving on from that little chunk of it. I don't know, to chapter, that little chapter of my school educational career. But in any event, hey, that was a pretty good flawless gameplay right there. Apparently, yeah, Giant Yoshi would have did some damage, but regular Yoshi and Ganondorf is really hard to kind of maneuver, because he's so slow, and I hate that move right there. It kind of worked out, I guess, because the AI of the Pikachu, I don't know what it was, but normally that move, if I was playing in any kind of competitive gameplay, or if I turned up the level a little bit harder, there would have been no way that I would have been able to hold that stance and execute that particular move. So but Ganondorf has a lot of moves like that, where it takes so long for him to prep it, and so long for him to actually execute it, that again, he's powerful. He has some powerful moves and everything, but he's slow. He doesn't have very good range, or he doesn't have good height to his jumps. Most of them are pretty close range, and there's just, yeah, not a big fan of his. But see, there's no way that anybody would fall for that. I mean, he just stood there with his freaking leg up in the air for like at least a second and a half, 2 seconds. In any event, so I wanted to, yeah, with Ganondorf, it's all about just kind of, I guess, timing, really. You want to make sure that they're gonna be. You gotta kind of. There you go. You gotta kind of anticipate the moves of the character that's gonna be. See. Oh, almost. Get up. There you go. You gotta just anticipate the moves of the other character. Seeing if they're going to land within your vicinity, if you want to execute whatever particular move, whether it's that leg raise, or if it's his super punch that I kind of missed just a few seconds ago. But yeah, and then Toon Link on the opposite end, he's really fast, so you got to make sure you can keep up with you know, where he's headed, make sure you keep your eyes on your character at all times. But yeah, there you go. And that was a waste. That's a waste. That sucks. So yeah. Anyway, been AFK. Been doing been focusing on school. Been playing a lot of Destiny. Doing a lot of little random missions, building up my reputation as far as Vanguard, and they have a bunch of things that you can level up in. There's the Vanguard is pretty much the easiest, where you just do all these little side missions on the levels that you've completed already. There's Crucible, which is pretty much multiplayer. You're able to level up on that, you know, level up that portion of your character. So there's Crucible level ups, Vanguard level ups, there's Dead Orbit level ups, there's New Monarchy level ups, there's first, let me see, what is it called? Free War, First War Cult? Free War Cult? It's FWC. I have no idea. And then right now they have this new thing called Iron Banner that just came out. That's in its, again, it's something to level up in. I think I level up to the first, to the very first tier of it within like a half an hour, 45 minutes just of playing multiplayer online and completing some bounties. But it is not easy. It is not easy ranking up, and as soon as you rank up in these levels, it unlocks different armor, and it unlocks different weapons, which I'm trying to get, and it's hard to kind of focus. It's like one of those, God, it's almost like if you were just multi-talented in all these different areas of your life, and you just couldn't decide on what you wanted to do, whether it was acting or, you know, if you're a performing arts kind of major, but you don't know if you want to do acting or music or performing music, or if you want to voice acting. I mean, I don't know. If you just had all these doors open and you couldn't choose, that's exactly what this game does, because there are just so many things to level up, and I'm right at the edge of leveling up on like three different things. So it's hard to just kind of choose one of them and say, yeah, I'm just going to focus on this, when, you know, oh, I only need 200 points more on this one, and see, and I even missed on that one. That's, I don't like Olimar. I really don't like Olimar. But anyway, so yeah, Destiny, school, touched up on that. Oh, hey, you know what? I have been paying attention to a lot of sports. Last week was the beginning of the playoffs for baseball. My team is the San Francisco Giants. I think I've mentioned that a few times before. Of course, I follow the Dallas Cowboys in football, and then in basketball, they are getting underway with preseason, and it is the Chicago Bulls. I've been following them since I was probably 8 years old, and diehard Bulls fan, Cowboys, and Giants fan. So I've been watching a lot of sports. That's the whole point of it. Sunday, my boys, Cowboys, they defeated the Houston Texans, and that was a pretty solid win. I had very little hope with them going into the season, but now they're 4-1, and I'm just kind of like, dang, that's totally unheard of, especially with all the moves that they made in the offseason, getting rid of DeMarcus Ware, like my favorite player. I thought that was just ridiculous, but you know, the defense is holding out, their offense is clicking really well, and they're scoring a lot of points as opposed to recent years where it's just, I don't know, it's just it seems to be doing very, it seems to be being very good, excuse me, a very good thing. So I don't have a whole lot of hope for the season. I'm just kind of riding it and seeing how it goes, because everybody knows Tony Romo. Romo has this infamous kind of streak where it's I don't know, it's a big key moment in the game, and then he just kind of lets you down and does something. I don't know if they call it Romoing, but yeah, it's I'm just waiting for that though. I just have this feeling that it's gonna be one of those seasons where it's like you're gonna get your hopes up and something bad's gonna happen. So I don't know. I'm just waiting for something bad. But in the meantime, they're doing great. 4-1. That's like the best start since what was it, 2000? I want to say 2011, 2010, 2011, where they went like 14-2. So we shall see what the rest of the season has in store. Aside from football, though, San Francisco Giants, man, I was on, like I said, I made some commentary last night, and I was talking about sports and everything like I am now, but I didn't leave any tactics. So now that I'm on the subject of baseball, I've covered the other two. There are some superstitious tactics that my dad, my uncle, and I just seem to practice. And there's a commercial with Bud Light that says it only works if it works, then it's not stupid. And it's true. As long as it works, it's not a stupid tactic to use. So there's always the cliche ones of, oh, I'm not going to wear my lucky jersey, my lucky socks, my lucky boxers, underwear, whatever. That's kind of disgusting. I don't partake in any of that, but I do have a lucky jersey. I don't not wash it because that's just weird and gross. I don't think flies are lucky, but I do have a lucky jersey. I do have kind of a lucky pair of boxers, but they've never really brought me luck in sports. They brought me luck in other things, which is, nah, yeah, it's just, yeah, they're just lucky. But the tactics that we used were, if you, whatever you're doing to watch, okay, if you're watching a game and your favorite team, whomever they may be, if they're winning, if you were watching the game from wherever you're sitting, you have to stay there the rest of the game. If they're winning, you have to stay there. If they're losing, you can move about, you can do whatever because your movement is not distracting. But if they're winning, you stay there, you stay put. You can use the bathroom, of course. You can get a drink or something during commercials. But as long as they're winning, you stay put, do not move. Now, if you weren't watching the game and they happen to be winning, turn it off right away and do not continue to watch it. Man, I had no, I'm sorry. I have to break because I have no plans on winning this, especially with that bad opening. I just threw a bomb, or I kicked the bomb, I'm sorry. And yeah, I don't have any good feelings about completing this one. There's one. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. I figured. Freaking Ganondorf. But anyway, yeah, so don't move. If they're winning and you're watching it, wherever you're sitting, whatever position, you cannot move from that spot. Now, if they're losing, you can move freely. And if you weren't watching the game and then you hear that they're winning, continue to not watch the game. It's exciting. It's exciting. You want to kind of be a part of it and witness it. But as I've found, and as we have found collectively as a group, if you falter in these, your team will start to do worse. It's weird. It's just, that's just the way it's been happening. The last thing is, it's kind of keep in mind of the phrase that it's not over until it's over. Don't cue the fat lady before she's ready to go on and sing, kind of thing. My uncle, I call him Uncle T-Bone. My uncle is notorious for calling games, saying that they're finished when there's plenty of time left. And me, my dad, my other uncle, we get on Uncle T-Bone's case about it a lot because it's like, it'll be the bottom of the ninth and, we're ahead by 1 or 2. And then all of a sudden, my Uncle T-Bone will post up something like, yeah, it's in the bag, just one more strike or something. And then, wouldn't you know it, 45 seconds later, they get a rally going, they score a run, they score maybe 2 runs and tie the game, and it goes into overtime, and we always catch them on that, like, hey, you just jinxed it. Like, don't be jinxing shit. Damn it. Yeah, so we're very careful, and again, those superstitions, as silly as they may be, that's exactly what happens. You can't call a play-by-play on football if you, again, jinxing or whatever. So yeah, so no moving from your spot. Don't watch it if you haven't been watching it already. Of course, those are if you're winning. And then even if you are winning, don't say the game is over until it's actually over. Don't post on Facebook. Don't tweet it out. Don't nothing, because it just, I'm telling you, every single time. And my uncle is just very notorious for this. He will say a game's over when it's not really over. And it's most of the time in football, but baseball is where it really hurts, or even especially in basketball too. I know they're very passionate San Antonio Spurs fans, but especially in baseball though, because it's so hard. It is very hard to score runs. It's hard to keep a lead. You got to have very strong hitting, very strong defense in order to play, especially the way the Giants have been playing. They've been very remarkable. The 1-game wild card against Pittsburgh, They just finished a series through with the Washington Nationals, and barely by the skin of their teeth. I mean, they were ahead 2-1, and then all of a sudden Harper, I want to say his name is Brian Harper. I'm not really sure, Ryan or Brian Harper, just blasts a home run in the seventh inning, I believe. And it's like when you blow the lead like that, it's like, son of a, like, dang it, you just had it. And it kind of reminds me of 2010 when the Giants won the World Series. Their whole theme was torture. And the reason why it was torture is because their pitching was so strong. They had very few offensive kind of giants. And the games would be just 0-1 or 2-1 or 3-2. It was just one-run games, very low scoring, and it was all about the pitching and whether or not they had what it took to really stay on the defensive end and keep it in their favor. And it was just kind of torture to watch those very close games. And last night was no exception. Again, they were ahead 2-1. And it was weird the way they scored. It was so wild the way they scored. One of them, the guy had bases loaded. He actually walked a batter, so that one scored. There was a single that brought in one more run. Got Posey tried to get in another run, but he ended up tagging out. And then the very final run that they scored was in the 8th inning, the very next inning after Harper had blasted his home run, and. Yeah, they just ended up... Oh, it was a wild pitch. Excuse me. A wild pitch. And, yeah, that was the second run, I believe. But, yeah, it was just really... Everything's been so tense when I watch the Giants games just because of the fact that they take their time. They rely on they have some solid pitching, which is awesome. But they rely on it so much instead of having the heavy hitters like, back in like 2004, early 2000s, it was like you had Barry Bonds, and man, you never had to worry. You didn't really worry about whether or not you were going to score runs. It was just a matter of when you were going to score runs and how many runs you were going to score, because he was just a beast. I don't care what people say about his use of athletic enhancements. You don't hit that well for so long, because he's been doing it for years, even before like all this whole controversy of enhancements anyway. And it's like you can't deny that he has an athletic ability, kind of like the Patriots in the Super Bowl. As much as I don't like the Patriots, it's like, yeah, they were cheating. They were cheating for quite a while. It's just some of the Dolphins, I believe, were the ones that finally called them out. But it's, as strong as Tom Brady is as a player and the way he utilized his teammates in order to win, like, you can't deny his talent. You cannot deny the talent of Barry Bonds and the strength that he had and command that he had whenever he was at bat. I mean, it was just... There are just too many variable factors that, again, you just can't deny. So, in any event, it was just torture watching that game last night. 2-1, and then all of a sudden 2-2 when Harper hit the home run. Giants finally scored in the end to make it 3-2, and they went on winning the series over the Nationals. They are going now to the National League Championship Series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Dodgers are out, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, even if the Giants lose tonight, the Dodgers are out, and I don't have to worry about that game and worrying about if they're going to a possible, Game 5, because the series is done. But yeah, double salt in the wound for the Dodgers fans, because Giants won and Dodgers lost. And yeah, we're going to the National League Championship Series, and I'm so looking forward to that. It's a rematch of 2012. They played once before going to the World Series, and then defeating the Detroit Tigers at the time. I believe it's going to be... I want to say that it's... Oh, God. I'm going to put it out on the internet. Excuse me. I'm going to put it out on the internet right now, and it's totally going to jinx it. I just have a feeling that I'm going to go against all of my superstitious beliefs. But I believe it's going to be a Giants and Orioles World Series. I believe it's going to be a true Orange October. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to have to correct myself probably not next week, but the week after, once this whole series is finished. And, we'll see how each team does. But Kansas City has been just amazingly on a roll. They are, and it's like the Kansas City Royals. Like, who the hell talks about the Kansas City Royals anymore? That's almost like talking about the Montreal Expos, which I don't believe they exist anymore, but, you know, it's like talking about them or talking about Toronto Blue Jays. Like, really? The Royals are in the running to go to the World Series? Holy crap. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm not normally a sports nut. I'm really not. But playoffs and this time of year really get everything amped up for me, just because there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of emotion, fights break out all the time on the field. Very entertaining to watch. But yeah, it's just, man, that's what I've been doing all week, just watching those, playing the Destiny, and you know, finishing up the schoolwork for this last week of school. So yeah, those are the topics that I have. But yeah, as far as tactics, we have a few superstitions, and those are the kind of rules that we live by when we watch a game. Sounds kind of funny, but you know what? I dare you to try it. I want to actually not dare you to try it, but what are your superstitions? Do you have lucky underwear? Do you have a lucky shirt, lucky jersey, lucky? You know what? I used to have a figurine, and I would carry it all the time in high school. I would carry it all the time with me to competitions and everything, and it was just that Wolverine. God, that figurine. I don't know why I said Wolverine. I don't even care to. I'm not even thinking about X-Men right now. That's so weird. But that figurine, just like, I feel like it brought me so much luck. And I'll never forget the one competition that I didn't have it was the competition, and the only time I've ever dropped a stick on the competition field while performing. I have never dropped a stick during practice. I've never dropped a stick on the competition field. You don't drop your sticks. That is a big thing in the drumline and performing world for me as a musician. And the one time I didn't have my my figurine, I dropped a stick while I was performing in a competition, and I just remember the look on my face. I was just so surprised. It was like everything was slow motion. I just saw it fly out of my left hand, like, oh fuck, just. And then I looked over, and the judge is looking at me, and was like, shit. So I reach over to my right hand side. On the side of my drum, there's a bag, and it holds extra sticks. I never had to reach it in there, but pulled out the extra stick, started playing again, and just kept on going. But yeah, that figurine, it was actually a toy from Burger King, and in Burger King they were doing Dragon Ball Z toys, and the figurine that I had was Goku as a Super Saiyan. It was like, it wasn't solid gold, of course, but it was gold painted. It was a gold painted Goku. He had his Super Saiyan hair, and he was just kind of had his arms out like he was powering up, and that was my lucky figurine. But yeah, now I have my lucky boxers for certain occasions. I have my lucky Giants jersey. They have done a lot better since I've had that jersey. So that's the reason why. It's kind of weird how you get these stories for your lucky socks, lucky drawers, lucky whatever. And for me, the jersey, once I got that and I started watching it during the games, they actually did better. So I decided every game, I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna wear it. Gonna wear my whole ensemble. Maybe it's, you know what? Maybe it's the hat. I never even thought about that, because they both go together. The hat and the jersey go together. So I never thought about, oh, maybe it's not the jersey. Maybe it's the hat. Maybe it's the whole ensemble. I don't know. Either way, as long as they're winning, as long as it's working, you do what you can to keep it, you know, to help them out. And it's not stupid until it doesn't work. Keep that in mind. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing, and I'm looking forward to this next series, because I hope the Giants make it to the World Series. That would be just absolutely awesome. Other than that, my next course, you know, the next part of the semester, or the next half of the semester, is underway as of next week, and got a lot to look forward to. Don't really have much else to say, but this is pretty much the last few stages. I'm going to go ahead and leave you to watch these. In the meantime, leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. Keep a lookout, because I'm going to do my best to make sure I get more videos out to you. I definitely want to try something new Since we are in the month of October and Halloween is upon us, I might be getting a. I'm not sure if I want to do. Alien Isolation just came out this past week, and that might be a game I'm looking into doing. Resident Evil's not too. I mean, I can do Resident Evil because I've already played through it. It's not as scary as most games. I am horrible when it comes to horror games, by the way. So, but I want to do something special for since it's Halloween. I definitely want to do some kind of scary game. I'll post up my reaction. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go for it and just be like, "Yep, I'm a scared little shit." So, we'll see. We'll see what game I can get my hands on. But yeah, keep on. Sorry, man, I'm just fumbling all over my words today. But definitely love all your support and thank you for viewing. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and we'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Peace.
Break the targets! Ready, go! Complete! Versus Jigglypuff, Ness, and Wario.